The Tao of Self-Confidence, episode 862. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. Visit our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits. I would love your support if you can pre-order a copy of my upcoming book, The Tao of Self-Confidence, A Guide to Moving Beyond Trauma and Awakening the Leader Within. Pre-order your copy on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, Walmart, and all other book retailers. You will also receive bonus gifts for pre-ordering. Just send your proof of purchase to info@shinayapchan.com to receive your free gifts. Well, hello, friend. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. I'm your host, Sheena Yap-Chan, and today I have an amazing lady on the show today. She is the founder and CEO of the first Asian-owned entertainment TV network in the U.S. called Chime TV, and I'm super excited to have her on to share her story with us on self-confidence. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Faith Bautista. Faith, how are you today? Maybe you can fill in a little bit more about yourself to the listeners.
Great. Thank you so much, Sheena, for having me. So I'm from the Philippines, born and raised. I came to the United States when I was 19 years old. I guess United States is my country now. Had my own business and then started a nonprofit, founded two nonprofits at the same time, which became a national nonprofit, National Diversity Coalition. And then now I started a very first English Asian entertainment called Chime TV.
Awesome. And I just want to say congratulations on creating that, because especially when you try to create a platform elevating our community, it's not always easy, right? There's a lot of pushback. There's a lot of challenges along the way. But, you made it happen and it's here. And it's just amazing. You've opened the doors to so many people out there who have the chance to do what they love or do something different or be able to believe in themselves that, they could do anything outside of their culture. So I just wanted to say that. And Faith, what's your favorite self-confidence quote?
Just do it.
I love that. I know it's easier said than done, but action's really what makes the results, right? Make mistakes along the way, but we can always course correct them. And that's how results happen, right? We just go out there and take imperfect action.
I do not like analysis because it becomes paralysis. I do not like meetings after meetings. I like, Sheena, what do we want to do? We write it down, then do a SMART goal. What would that be? Who can help us? Why do we want to make this happen? How important this is to us? How is this going to change people's lives? If those things in my mission that will change individuals' lives and will help low, moderate income, I will make a specific goal immediately and I will make it happen. And I will make sure it will happen the soonest possible. And that's what I did with Chime. I got the contract in 1 month because anti-Asian hate, that. And we have this for the longest time, but we just don't pay attention to it. We just typical Asian. Oh, it will go away. That's nothing new. But then you realize it's not good. It's not normal. So that's when I said, let's do something about it. For just like anything else, it needs to happen. You just say, just do it. And you learn along the way, like you said.
Yeah, I love that. And I love your thought process and your perspective. And I love how you ask the right questions in order to take the action that's needed. So thanks for sharing that. And in your own words, how do you define self-confidence?
Oh my gosh, when somebody asks me, how come your self-confidence is like so high? I said, I learned that we're all the same. When I came to this country, you are really intimidated because you don't know how to speak English. It's a new language. It's a new people, new surroundings, new environment. Everything is new. And so you think you are so different. And then a mentor told you that, no, you're no different than any of them. The only difference is they were given a heads up. Just like in the football, right? I mean, they were already on the 100 yards and you're still trying to get to the court. And that's usually what happened to me. And then when eventually I realized that what she can do or he can do, I can do. And then that's when I really built my confidence. So confidence to me is believing that you can do what that other person can do and even better.
I love that. And, for me, like, it's so important to create, especially representation in our own community, right? Because it leads to so many possibilities. It gives other people the confidence to go out there and do the same thing or something similar, right? When they can hear that, they went through similar things, similar situations, and they push through it, then they know like it's possible, right? Because especially in entrepreneurship, it's not always easy. There's a lot of pushback, there's a lot of challenges, but we keep pushing through because we want to make a difference in the world. We want to show others what's possible, and that takes a lot of confidence as well. So I love that definition that you mentioned. And Faith, what was your life like before your discovery of self-confidence? I remember reading an article about you, and I remember you mentioned that back in the Philippines, you didn't even own a television. Is that correct?
I didn't even watch television till I was 11, 12 years old. So, but you did not know any better. This is what's nice about being poor. Poor but happy. Poor but very, very wealthy in friendship, in love, in every aspect of love, spiritually with your family. So you don't know what you were missing. So when you have it, it's gravy, right? Anything that I have now is gravy. So to have a television, it's gravy. Especially now to own a network, it's extra, extra gravy.
I love that. And it's true, right? If you don't know what you don't know, you're just gonna, you just do what's around you, right? Or what you know of. It could be good and bad at the same time. But I wanted to know, like, what was that realization for you, especially creating the TV network, right? Because that is a big goal, right? And I'm pretty sure it didn't happen overnight, but what gave you that push? I know you mentioned you had a couple questions, but what was that aha moment that really just you said, I'm gonna go for it, let's make this happen?
Yeah. So I was actually with other colleagues, trying to really figure out that this Hispanic television, they need more. I didn't realize that Asian do not have one. We do, but we're in the international channel. We're all in languages. So Korean watch their own, Vietnamese watch their own, Filipino watch their own, Chinese, right? And so on and so forth. So we should have one channel that everyone will watch, not just the Asian, but the Americans to be inspired, to be curious of what's happening with Asian. And it really happened when somebody told me that I need to go back to China, that I don't belong here. And this is when everybody's all this hatred is coming. And I thought I'm already special. I told you my confidence is very high. And then when that guy told me, you don't do arm stretching here, you don't work out here on the street. It's not really on the street. It's just in front of the restaurant. And I froze. I did not know what to tell that stupid guy. Although I was still calm, I told him, you just really lack of education, without explaining anything. Nothing wrong with exercising anywhere. It's actually good for your body. And I'm not Chinese. And that's when I realized people are just really uneducated of everybody's culture. And so because I'm at the table of charter communication and I have been on different tables, I'm also on the advisory board for FCC and others, right? That's when I said, this is where you have to find a solution and present your solution. So thank God the management of charter communication understood that yes, it's needed, that they have a seat for us. So they gave us the channel. But it was just really ask and you shall receive. And then when you make your presentation, it's not about the content that you're going to have, it's about how beautiful your presentation would be and all your consultants there. No, it was me telling them, you need us and we need you. We are Americans. If we help each other, this country will be greater, and your business will be better, and our business also will be better. So really, it's a win-win. By explaining that coming from your heart, Sheena, this is where I think people needs to learn how to speak up. It's coming from what you feel, coming from what your experience, coming from the problematic, and then the solutions. And then what will you do about it? And then get the people around you to make that happen. That analysis paralysis, right? That's why nothing's happening, because all they do is like, what if, what if, what if? Well, there's going to be what if, what if, what if. Then you do, like how do you bite the elephant, right? Or how do you eat the elephant? You're one bite at a time. So 1 year later, here we go. We launch. And now you can watch us on channel 147.
I love that story. And I'm sorry that happened to you. I know it's unfortunate. And it's funny that, the people who constantly tell us to go back to China are also immigrants in the US or Canada, right? They also don't belong here. So it's like it's just crazy how we still go through this. But this incident also helped you realize like you need to do something different because constantly, we're all seen as a monolith. Everyone thinks we come from China. Even when you go on Google and look up Asian cultures, it's like the first thing that comes up is things to do in China. And it's like Asia is a big continent. There's so many different cultures, languages, countries, and then we're still seen as all from China, right? And I know other cultures go through the same thing. And this is why, creating channels like Chime TV is so important to show that diversity within such a big race, right? Within the Asian race. And so I'm glad you're able to do that and just make it happen. And then a year later, it's already here. And so because of that, what's your life been like now?
Oh my gosh. Media is not my thing. Media is dirty. But I want it to be clean. I want the media to be balanced. And I think this is what God sends me here because this is new to me, right? I'm always been in marketing. Marketing and outreach, serving the underserved community, the hard to reach, the hardly reach, and never reach at all. That's who I am. That's what I do for a living and give them that right resources. And media, I always believe that media is that seventh platform of God. And that's where I want it to be. So from a nonprofit to for-profit, it's a big change of mindset. And I think that's why it's very stressful for me right now. I mean, me and my husband, we're just laughing, and thank God we just laugh our stress, our problems. He has like oil in his body, all the stress is like oil. He shakes it off and it's gone, and then we laugh about it. I mean, problems, we just really laugh to death. So balancing that, and I'm learning a lot. But one thing I don't want to change, Sheena, is the kindness, is that love. And it's very hard in media. I mean, all kinds of lawsuits, all kinds of like forms, documents, contracts, NDA. I live by trust. That's what I do every day. Shake hands for me. I mean, contract is definitely good, but I feel like it's only the lawyers that makes money on contracts. So, but it's also fun. It is fun because, like, Faith, thank you for having this. No one that I have done so many outreach, New York, LA, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., online, and just talking on the radio. You wouldn't believe the excitement, right? I mean, my daughter just got 84,000 likes on Instagram yesterday from showing, because he's now going into a fashion week. So it's an exciting business, but it's definitely a business that will touch people's lives a lot faster. How do you do that in a very positive way that no one will get hurt? Because I'm a people pleaser. That's my problem. Like, you want to please everybody, but no. Like, I don't like that show. And then, well, you don't, but I do. So it's hard. I mean, this is the hardest career I have.
Thanks so much for sharing that. And, just being transparent because, sometimes they see the flashy lights, the events, not thinking, oh, you've already made it, you've already put this out there. But, in entrepreneurship, it's never easy, right? And you went from nonprofit to for profit, which is like a whole new thing. And, you have to learn everything from scratch, basically. But I love that you mentioned, we have fun, you and your husband laugh it out because if it wasn't fun, you wouldn't be doing it, right? And it's so true. Like, media can touch a lot of people's lives if we do it properly, if we have it in the right place. And, there's so many things that could happen that could be a lot of pushback, but creating this TV station is like the beginning of something amazing. And there's a lot of people cheering for you because this is the first of its kind. I mean, it's 2023 and it took this long, right? But, it's better late than never. And I just want to commend you and congratulate you for, never giving up and pushing through and, just have that heart to keep going. And I just see great things for it. That's why I'm just excited. So hopefully it reaches to Canada. But if our listeners, they're tuning into your episode and they're in their own journey of self-confidence, what would be that one tip you'd give to her?
I want them to watch Owning a Piece of America. It's my own show because that is really inspiring and informing and so rewarding that if you think you have a sad life, think again. You don't. If you think you have a difficult situation, think again. You don't. Living in Canada, living in the United States, to live in a progressive country should build your confidence already. If your confidence is low, give yourself an hour, max 24 hours. Get over it. Look at your neighbor. Look at your surroundings. Look at your closet. Look at your refrigerator. Sit wherever you're sitting. Lay down wherever you're laying. Then compare yourself to others. Shame on you if you think you have bad life. I don't feel sorry for anybody that's losing confidence. As long as you're breathing, you have your 2 hands, your 2 feet, you can speak, be thankful.
Thanks for that great tip. And yeah, I know sometimes when we live in North America, we complain about the smallest things, not realizing, especially, living in the Philippines, right? We see so much poverty, human trafficking is one of the biggest problems in the Philippines. And we think, when we compare ourselves to that, it's like, great, we are a lot luckier than we realize, right? I mean, there's even an onion shortage in the Philippines. And, that's like a basic food, right? That everyone's going crazy for. So yeah, like being thankful really brings in all the blessings, right? Realizing I have 3 meals, I can shower twice a day, I have a roof over my head, I am richer than I realize, and I'm so grateful for it. So thanks for sharing that. And if our listeners wanted to get to know a little bit more about you and what you do, or want to check Chime TV, is there any links or social media profiles we can connect with?
Yes, please go to my LinkedIn, Faith Bautista, or go to chimetv.co. Chime TV, one word, .co.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. To our listeners, if you want to connect with Faith, you can also head on over to thetowofselfconfidence.com and search for Faith's name. Her show notes will pop up along with everything else that we talked about. And I just really want to thank Faith today for taking the time to share her story and journey with us. So thank you so much, Faith.
You're welcome. You're welcome. This is great, Gina. We need you in all podcasts. We need everyone to listen to this. I think this is where people should listen rather than all the junk outlets that's out there. That one is a waste of time. That would bring your confidence down. You want to build your confidence? Associate your people with the eagles. Fly with the eagles. What brings in will come out. But thank you, Sheena. This is great. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. And thank you so much. I'm so honored that you're on the show today. And to our listeners, be on the lookout for another new episode of another amazing woman's journey to self-confidence. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Thank you for tuning in to another amazing episode of The Tao of Self-Confidence. You can order your copy of Asian Women Who Boss Up book by visiting our website at thetowofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits.